Welcome back, socialites. This is your host, Anne-Tso, and you're listening to the Soul Talks Club, the space where we heal out loud, one conversation at a time. Hey, quick content warning before we start, because today's conversation includes themes around body image, disordered eating, cosmetic surgery, postpartum recovery, and fitness obsession. So, if any of that feels heavy or triggering right now, take care of yourself first and then come back when you're ready. Like always, this is powered by Seven Studios and Köln-Delbrück, the home of creatives in Cologne. Whether you want to shoot a podcast or film your own content, host a workshop, or even just dream about your next big thing, this space is built with that exact vision in mind. So reach out to the Seven Studios team and see what's possible. As a socialite, you even get 5% off of your first booking with the code TSC5. The link for that is in the show notes. I knew we needed to talk about today's topic because no matter how healed, successful, or self aware you think you are, body image still sneaks in. Whether it's in the mirror, the scale, the photo, every woman I know has felt this sting of not liking what she sees. And for me, it started early. See, I'm 31 now, but I grew up during the Tumblr era. Back when thinspo wasn't just a trend, but a whole lifestyle. Entire blogs online were filled with black and white images, overlaid with quotes like, "Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels." And back then, those were our aesthetics, but it was really disordered behavior, just glamorized. So we weren't just consuming this content, but we were consuming this ideology behind it. And I didn't even realize how much it shaped me until way later. Because even though I wasn't overweight at the time, I wasn't skinny enough for all of the white girlies around me. But then I also wasn't curvy enough to feel like I belonged in black spaces either. See, I was a black girl with no hips, no thighs, no curves, no edges. I didn't feel desirable. I just felt invisible. And so I disappeared. I rarely took pictures of myself, and those that I did take, I deleted them, which is so sad because I barely have any pictures of younger me. I just couldn't stand to look at myself. See, my eating habits back then, they weren't about food. They were about control. When life felt unstable, which it often did back then, when I didn't have the words to explain what was going on inside of me because I hadn't then gone through therapy, I turned to food or away from it. So it was either not enough eating or binging way too much. It was never about hunger, but it was about that feeling of safety. And safety to me back then looked like controlling something, controlling anything really. But control was never what made me feel free. It just made me feel more obsessed. Fast forward until now, like I walk about 15,000 steps a day, fast, I clean, I track my protein, and I still have to check in with myself because I know where we came from. So this whole thing about healthy and healthy eating and all of these things, sometimes wellness culture can be very triggering. Yes, it has gotten smarter, so we don't necessarily say we want to be thin anymore, but it also just sounds like all of that unhealthy stuff back then just rebranded. So now the focus is on wellness, and we really treat it like it's our salvation. Everything is detox, stretching, tracking, performing, Pilates. Like, I'm not saying that any of these things are bad, but it's the obsession and the extremes that are bad. The discipline that goes behind it. Passing out at the gym, she's so committed. But let's call it what it is. It is still disordered eating. Let's also talk about how culture plays into this, because your background 100% affects what kind of body shame you carry. See, my best friend is Latina, and in her world, getting the work done, meaning BBLs, lipo, breast lifts, that's just normal. It's not a secret, it's nothing that's shameful. But if anything, people actually expect that from you. Then I have another friend of mine, and she's Persian. She had her first nose job at 17. And in her culture, it's so common. It's a status symbol. It's something that it's almost part of your glow up. And that's also not about insecurity, but it's just something that you do. And then there's me, Black, African, raised to believe that God doesn't make mistakes. So whether you're small and you're curvy, you're not really trying. It's just who you are. But it's also confusing because do I accept myself or do I upgrade myself? Do I embrace what God gave me or do I tweak to what society celebrates? And let's not even talk about affordability. Like surgery is such a privilege. Now we're being sold the same beauty standards as well as the pressure to finance it. See how this is so layered, but we rarely really talk about the depths of all of this. No one ever talks about what it means to just want to feel at home in your skin again, to want to your outside to reflect all the work that you've been doing on the inside. Especially in Black culture, like let's be honest, we don't always hold space for body talk. Either you're thick or you're skinny and you're being told to eat. There's no space where you just exist. And navigating this as a Black woman in the Western world means constantly reconciling these two beauty ideals, neither of which were built to let you win. So the biggest scam of all is the snapback. You give birth, and before you even healed physically, people are already asking when you're getting your body back in shape. Like you lost something, like you broken, like you didn't just bring life into this world. And I know women who were wearing waist trainers while they were breastfeeding. I've seen it all. Women who cried looking in the mirror. Women who avoided being intimate with their partners for months because they didn't feel desirable anymore. And this is happening at the same time they're bleeding, healing, feeding a human, and barely sleeping. See, we praise celebrities who post flat stomachs 3 weeks postpartum without realizing what damage this comparison does. And even if you've never been pregnant, the pressure doesn't stop. Aging, trauma, burnout, grief, hormone shifts. Your body changes whether you like it or not. And every change feels like failure unless you actively unlearn the lie that your value is in your size. You didn't let yourself go. You let yourself live. And your soft body, your aging body, your real body is still worthy of love, of respect, and of intimacy. Today's DM comes from Nina, and she writes, "Hey, Anne, I've been struggling so much with my relationship to fitness lately. It started off quite healthy. I just wanted to feel fit and better, but now it's starting to feel obsessive. I panic if I miss a workout. I skip events because of my gym schedules. And even though people compliment my body, I still feel like it's not enough. I don't know when it went from discipline to this obsession, but I just don't know where to stop. I'm tired." Nina, I see you, and I've also been you. You see, people will praise your dedication when really you feel like you're drowning. And because we live in a world that rewards control, no one asks if you're okay. They'll just tell you to keep going. But you're allowed to rest, and you're allowed to let your body to rest, to eat, to not obsess over every gram of sugar or protein. Your body's not a project. It's your partner, your lifelong partner, and you need to treat it like one because we weren't meant to hate the house that we live in. Hey, socialite, your body is not a problem to solve. It's not your enemy. It's not a punishment, but your home. It's the proof that you survived every version of yourself you thought might have ruined you. You weren't created to perform perfection all the time. You were created to carry purpose. And that includes how you honor your body, even in its messiest and most human form. Let me read to you today from 1 Corinthians 6, verses 19 to 20. Don't you know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price, so glorify God with your body. If this episode hit home, please do me a favor and send it to someone you love, someone who's fighting silently, someone who's scared to show up in pictures, and someone who's tired of hating their own reflection in the mirror. And if you haven't already, also leave us a review on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts, because this is what helps more women find this place. And next week, we're going to get into something so many ambitious women struggle with: career confidence and the limiting beliefs that keep you playing small. We're talking imposter syndrome, overthinking, and that exhausting need to be perfect before you feel ready. If you've ever second guessed yourself at work or played yourself down, this episode is for you. So, socialites, see you next week back here in the living room. And if this was your first time with us, welcome to the club. You're one of us now.